Hello.
Hello.
Again. We're here. I hope you are too. So, what are we doing tonight?
Meatballs.
Meatballs.
We fought for about 30 minutes before this, trying to name this episode.
It got
He
physical.
hated all my puns. So we came up with three. We had three options for naming it. The first one. No, you tell them yours.
Okay. But the best one? I'll tell them the best one. Number one.
Option one.
So we were going to name this episode "The Silence of the Beef, Pork, and Lamb Meatballs." There we go. Winner.
Okay, I had two that were a whole lot better. So I said, "Cloudy with a chance of meatballs."
Whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right? And
chance. There is no chance. This is a definite thing. We're making meatballs, so there's no chance.
You have to create some dramatic tension here. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
And I like this one. This one was a good one.
Because we're trying to play with movie titles. So I said, what if we called it Total Meatball?
See, I like that one.
Like Total Recall. So tell us which one you like. If you have better options.
Cold medicine.
I'm on cold medicine and wine right now. I'm rolling on both, so it could get
We were going to
interesting.
reschedule, but she wanted to push on.
The show must go on.
Show must go on.
So if you have a better one, or you like one of my options, you can vote and tell us which one. This is the soon to be named meatball episode. All right.
So weren't you going to send
meatballs. If somebody comes up with a better name, I'll send you some lemon cookies, because we're going to make lemon cookies here in a couple of weeks, and I'll send you a box of lemon cookies if you come up with a better name than the two that I picked.
And these lemon cookies, these are the ones that you made a couple Christmases ago, right? It's the Italian lemon cookies?
These are the Italian lemon cookies that I make,
so
and they're really delicious. So yeah, if you can come up with a better title than some of the options that we have listed, then I'll send you lemon cookies.
But if it does, she's going to bake some cookies for you.
Yes, I'll bake cookies and I will send them to you. All right, so meatballs. Meatballs is up.
Okay, so let's talk about the meat. So we got this is all ground, of course, right? Of course, we didn't grind it, but
we haven't gotten that crazy yet. So first one was 80-20 ground beef. Mm-hmm.
And if you can go to the butcher and you know where that cow's coming from, that's even better. Where these animals come from, that's the way to do it. Mm-hmm. But if you're on a budget, like we are, we try to get the best meat possible. So actually, the lamb is actually
that's Colorado lamb. Isn't it?
That's Colorado lamb.
We get
it's
a lot
a
of good
vegetarian-fed lamb. Yeah. The Colorado lamb here, I mean,
it's awesome.
It's beautiful.
I mean, we don't really have bad meats out here because we have a lot of ranchers. So 80-20 ground beef.
80-20 ground beef, and then I have ground pork, and this is actually Italian sausage, just to kind of give it a little bit more flavor. Mm-hmm. But you don't have to use three. I know a lot of recipes call for beef, pork, and veal. We've done it in the past, and we've messed around with different types of meats. Mm-hmm. So we've done beef and bison, which I think that was the last.
Bison, it was really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
So that was half and half, and we did, because everybody was here, right? So then we did 2 pounds. So this is a total pound of meat. Yeah, so we have a third.
That's a third of each.
All these meats.
Kids aren't here this weekend, so it's just the two of us. We're doing for 4 servings. So it's a third pound of 80-20 ground beef, a third pound of ground lamb, and a third pound of ground pork or Italian sausage if you like that combo. Who are you gonna? Someone had given us some ground veal.
So ground veal. What are you talking about?
No, it was ground venison. It was venison.
It's okay. So my buddy Jason Stafford, he goes hunting I believe it's every October, either late October, early November. So one time he went hunting and he gave me some venison. And I think he gave me some ground venison. I think it was also sausages and things like that. But anyway, so we made meatballs with beef and that venison, and it was phenomenal. The kids ate it up. We didn't tell them there was venison in it because they probably wouldn't have ate it.
They get weird. They're like, oh, what is that?
But they enjoy it. It was delicious. So again, if you have access, or if you're like to go hunt, and
throw it in with the meatballs. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we doing now?
Okay, so we've got...
Because we cannot eat it in this state.
No, we've got the ground meats. Okay, so next we've got
Don't put the breadcrumbs in. That's like the last thing.
breadcrumbs are last. Well, why don't you run the machine? Okay, so I usually stay out of the way when he's making meatballs.
All right,
This
so
is like his domain,
all right, so let's go through.
Why don't you
Let's
run
go
the show?
down. Let's go down the ingredient list. Okay. All right, so we got. Let me part the Red Sea. All right, so we got 2 tablespoons of Italian parsley, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg.
He's bad at this.
Yeah, there you go. Ooh,
There we go.
right.
See, so pretty. Nutmeg. Ooh,
1/4 teaspoon.
Secret ingredient.
A clove of minced garlic. That's
Garlic.
fresh. And if you don't know how to chop, there's a ton of minced or
You
chopped
get-
garlic
you
in
get
the
a
jars.
jar.
I mean, they're kind of expensive, but again, if you don't want to,
It's
you're not,
convenience. What's
comfortable
this?
chopping.
Oh, this is
cutting.
our oregano out of our garden.
So
We're
this
almost
is-
gone. It's almost
It's
out.
almost done, right? So I
Almost
want to
done.
show you guys the difference between the oregano that we grow in our garden and the store-bought, like the higher, like the, I want to say that's the top-tier store brand.
Sure.
So, oh Jesus.
All right. So,
So
see
look-
how green and nice that is?
Look at how green ours is, and look at how faded this is.
It looks
I don't even
old.
know like how long or what the drying process is for this oregano, but it's bad. But anyway, so this is what it looked like. So I wanted to show people what
I
the
know.
oregano
I was
looked like. on the-
holding it up.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. So that's what it looks like, and that's what we pull out of the bag.
Yep. Pull it out, throw it in, and oregano. All right. So let's go in with the cheese.
That's a teaspoon of oregano.
Yeah, it's a teaspoon of dried oregano.
So we got a 1/2 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano, or you can do just a 1/2 cup of Romano cheese.
That works too.
You can do that as well. And then we have a 1/2 cup of seasoned breadcrumbs. Now you can substitute
You can do
oats.
Just grind them up.
Just throw them in the food processor, grind them up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can substitute oats there. You can also
Yeah.
substitute bran cereal,
You can
rice checks. I mean,
rye
there's
bread, whatever you like. Something. It's a binding agent. It just keeps them together, right? So we were laughing. We were looking up recipes, kind of shopping and comparing and seeing what people put in. And they're like, oh, and then add some water.
Yeah, to me, that's...
That's a
I was
waste of
just
liquid.
like, wait, hold on a second. So instead of the water, we're using a 1/4 cup red wine.
Red wine.
Okay.
Yes. What'd you say? Water. What's water for? To water it down.
Water is for the plants, so we can, water the plants.
The red wine. The red wine. That's gonna give it some extra flavor. It's gonna be worth your while. So, all right. So what goes into this meats first, babe?
All right, so let's throw the parsley in.
Parsley's.
The 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. It's almost
Secret
going down like the
ingredient.
bolognese sauce
Yes.
path. All right, a clove of chopped garlic. Now, if you
Right.
know that you like garlic, you can add another clove, but
One's usually enough, but if you really like the garlic, add some more.
in there. Get in there. Okay, all right.
Garlic ranch.
The oregano, beautiful, and the cheese. Oh, beautiful! That's so.
Lots of cheese. Cheese is where it's
And this
at.
is really where the cheese is going to help kind of bring out the other flavors, like because it's salty, right? And so that's why I have the salt here and the pepper here, because we're only just going to add maybe like a 1/2 teaspoon of each.
There's a lot of salt in the cheese, so you don't really need it.
So let's go ahead and do
Let's
that.
make sure you get the salt.
That's
A little more.
Yeah, it's close. There we go.
There you go,
Alright,
that's better.
and this is our favorite Mediterranean
Sea salt.
salt from La España. And freshly ground pepper. You tell me when. Tell me when.
When?
All right. So where's our binding agent, babe? Where is it? No.
What are you talking about? How are you gonna mash this up?
What's in your pocket?
Oh!
What is in your pocket? She's like, I'm gonna put this in my pocket, and then I'm gonna take it out, so it doesn't roll.
It's an egg.
One egg.
Here you go, babe. Yep, one egg.
You gonna crack? Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
I will
Thank you.
crack
All
the
right.
egg.
Beautiful.
See, that's why I told you to remind me it was.
All right. Don't put the shells back in your pocket. All right. Let me take these rings off. So let's go ahead and mix these up. If you don't feel comfortable mixing these up with your hands, you can use.
Get some gloves.
You can get some gloves. You can use gloves, or you can use a mixer. It's
You can have a child.
Doesn't matter. This to me, it's one of it's. I mean, I love to cook, right? And it's a stress reliever for me. But this, I mean, if you want to, you got the squeeze ball, make some meatballs, make some meatloaf, mix it up. All right, here we go. Let's get this egg in here, huh? Let's press that yolk up. All right. Let's mix this meat up here. And if you're going to do it by hand, I would recommend mixing this for, I don't know, a good minute or two, just to make sure that the meats are all...
So you've not put the breadcrumbs in yet. That's second. That's the second step.
That's yeah, one of the last steps,
so
because we don't want to.
First.
Of course, the bread's going to soak up all of the moisture, and so we want to put that last, and then we're going to add the wine.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Aspetta, hold on. So patient over
hungry.
here. Yeah, me too. Ask me what I had today to eat.
Probably that provolone I put in your mouth.
That provolone, yeah, and a protein bar. That's it.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Wait. You're killing me, Smalls. You put this in or what? Okay.
All right. Patience is a virtue. Okay, hold on. I'm mixing. This is a stress reliever for me, okay?
Patience when it comes to meatballs
all right.
is difficult.
So you want to kind of get to a consistency where it is it's sticking to your fingers, and it's sticking to itself.
Sticking to the bowl.
Sticking to the bowl. And now let's add the breadcrumbs.
Permission to add the
yes,
breadcrumbs
add the breadcrumbs. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So give me can you pour about half of that in the bowl for me? Yeah, of the wine. Yes, please.
Half of the wine.
Half of the wine. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So let that soak up in the meat.
Pretty.
Ah.
So nice, babe.
Very nice.
Looks good.
And sometimes I don't add breadcrumbs. I mean, you saw the consistency of the meat. I mean, just with the one egg, I just rule is 1 pound of meat, 1 egg, and it stays together. I mean, I like the breadcrumbs if you want to use it. I mean, it's a filler, is what it is. So if you want to make more, if you got a lot of people coming over, use more breadcrumbs instead of the meat or oats.
You ready for more of this?
Yeah, I am. So we got back to that consistency. Right. Now it's the rest of that wine. Let's get it in there. Babe, you want to put that parchment paper down, please?
Parchment paper. We didn't.
What happened?
We didn't drink this.
Well, help me.
I'll help you. Ready?
All right. Chin chin.
Chin chin. There you go. For you. For me.
Thank you. Oh, that's a rule in this house. We always drink wine.
Yes, we drink together.
We drink together. That's true.
Drinking together while you cook. All right, let's get these out of the way momentarily. All right, parchment paper.
Looks good. Can you smell that?
Here's what we're using these for. These are going to hold down that parchment paper. Okay, so now we're ready to turn these into meatballs, yeah?
Look at that.
That's nice.
Yeah,
it's good, babe. It's good.
That's nice.
It's a good try.
Get the heck out of here. It's a good try. Okay. Now, I always run into this problem where I make like large meatballs because
they're like
excuse me,
softballs.
I like big meatballs.
Yeah, and then everybody gets like a quarter of one because they're humongous.
Not true. Not true. So we got a pound. So if you want to make smaller meatballs, go for an ounce.
But you want them to be...
So you're going to get 16, right? Just
yeah, you want them to be moist, though. So you don't want them to be too small because they will get kind of tough as they get smaller. I like to do them with a tablespoon. See? That's what they look like.
Look at that. Look at that. Sticking to the bowl.
Dump it on the damn counter. Oh, my God.
Okay.
I'm going to break these.
Let's see if I can emulate your...
I like to do it with a spoon.
Right.
Now you roll them.
You roll them. Palm to palm. Palm to palm.
Gently. All right. Who's got the better ball?
Hold on. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. There was a gym teacher at Holy Cross. Whenever we had to like line up in like single file line, he was like, "Nuts to butts." Catholic high school for you.
Catholic high school 101. Oh my God. Okay, so
Good
what do
stuff,
we
good
do?
stuff.
What do we do next? What do we do after we get these all rolled up?
All right, so we're gonna roll these up, and what what is preferred is that you want to let them set. So if you can put them in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour to let them set, and then throw them into a pan to sear. And we're just going to use maybe... Oh, give me that one. I'm going to make a bigger one. Yeah, make a big one.
Put it in a pan.
About 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil to get to sear the meatballs. And then you want to brown the meatballs. You're going to try to brown them on all sides. I mean, I know meatballs are round. It's a ball. But do the best you can until they're brown. And then you want to throw them into a simmering sauce, which
we already made it.
We already made the sauce,
That's
and
our
it was
basic tomato sauce. That
there
was
you go.
episode 1, basic tomato sauce. This is one of the many things you can make with it. Meatballs. You want to make a nice big batch of that. When you're making meatballs, you need a little bit more than if you're just going to throw it on some spaghetti or something like that. So we already have our tomato sauce made. It's sitting over there in Grandma's food processor, ready to go. Should we just have that?
We talk about no, they're going to be big.
Like
Maybe like 3. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I think one of them's going to be a little undersized, but
hold on a second.
It's going to be a small ball.
What are you talking about? There you go. See?
Yes, good,
Yeah.
good. We'll look at that. Now, the theory was this was going to make 16 meatballs.
So let's count them out.
It's the last one.
All right. That's a little small one.
I know, I told you.
Okay, let's count them up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
All right, 15.
All right,
Okay.
it's 15. That's pretty close. But
Very
there's,
close.
There's another meatball with the meat all over his hands.
Probably.
So there's that.
All right,
All right.
so let me wash my hands here. You entertain the crowd.
Yes, I will. So we've got about 15 meatballs here, and like you said, he's going to sear them in the pan. And then he's going to throw that tomato sauce in there. You can see the tomato sauce. It's right there, sitting in my grandma's food processor, ready to go. We're going to simmer these for about an hour.
We're going to simmer those for an hour. You can simmer them for a half an hour.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
The sauce gets really flavorful the more that you simmer them. Probably wouldn't want to go more than, what, an hour 15 or something?
I mean, really, you
Yeah.
can simmer
You could,
them for
I mean,
like
you
2
can
hours
probably
if
simmer them
want.
as long as
Yeah.
you want to, but you're going to want to eat them because you're going to be able to smell them and they're delicious. I wanted to give a shout out to two of my fellow teachers who really encouraged us the other day. They came and told me, oh my gosh, we really liked watching you guys the other day. That was Callie Gibbons and Maria Walford. Thank you for encouraging us to keep doing this. It's a lot of fun. It's something we enjoy doing, and we really appreciate the positive feedback. So thank you guys. We hope that you watch this episode as well as further episodes that we show you some easy and fun things you can make in your kitchen for yourself and your family. All right. Meatballs. Tell me about it, Stud.
All right, let's get
Gotta
this,
get the sauce in here?
Going in the pot here.
All right, I'm gonna wash my meatball here while you're doing that.
And sometimes what I do is I'll put the sauce right in the pan with the meatballs, but it does add a ton of flavor because of all that fat. But if you don't want to do that, you can just take them out or drain it. Drain the pan, and then put the sauce in your pan if you have a large saucepan. Or you can just, get your tomato sauce simmering and then toss the meatballs into the pot of tomato sauce.
All right, so when do you want me to come in close up on your pan here? Is it coming?
Yeah.
What else do you need? Do you need some...
Just heating up this oil a little
heating
bit.
up the oil.
Yeah,
All right, we're about to...
all right, hold on.
We're about to...
Lower this on.
We're about to show you some simmering
Okay, here we
meatballs
go.
over here, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Tong it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. Tell me when to move, babe. I'm on cinematography today. I'm on cinematography every day. at those meatballs.
Ring it.
I'm going to bring this on over as soon as he gets these meatballs in the pot. 15.
Oh, close.
It was pretty close. It was pretty close. We estimated.
But that's what you want. I mean,
1 ounce. I mean, it's a pound of meat. You would assume 1 ounce for each meatball. Yeah.
and you got 4 meatballs for each person. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna make some linguine, and we're gonna toss those in with the meatball and the sauce.
This is one. So this is one of our family's favorites. The kids love it when we make meatballs. There's usually a small time fight over who gets the last one. They're like stuffing them down as fast as they can. No, it's my meatball. So yeah, they'll go to fisticuffs if there's not enough meatballs. All right, I'm gonna bring you on over. I'm bringing you on over here.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you some meatball action going on right here.
All right. Come on over. All right. So I heated some olive oil. Now I got it down to a medium heat, and you, like I had mentioned previously, you just want to brown the meatballs and make sure that they're brown all the way around. And let me show you what that looks like. There you go. You see that brown right there? And that's what we want to do. We want to try not to burn them. So you want to make sure that you're flipping these over in the order that you put them in the pan. And if you do make larger meatballs, depending on how your pan heats up, or what kind of range you're working on, make sure you put the larger meatballs in the hotter part of the pan, like I did, which is the middle, because we have an electric range, glass range, which I wish we had a gas range. That's
ooh, there's the tomato sauce. The tomato sauce is in here. They're getting ready to go inside of this one. That's where they're going to hang out inside the tomato sauce here in a few minutes.
I mean, if you don't want to deal with the meatball, you can make a meat cube. No one's stopping you from changing the shape. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you. I understand.
Total meat cube.
Look at that.
Ooh, that one's twisty.
Yeah, very good. Oh, yes.
I do?
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, they smell good. If we had smell-o-vision, you'd be able to smell them, but they smell great.
All right. So really, folks, that's pretty much it. So once I sear these, I'm going to throw them in the pot of tomato sauce. I'm going to get this a little bit of oil here. Then I'm going to turn them down.
All right. So we're going to cook these guys, and we're going to eat them. But we'll show you what they look like. If you check on our page later, you'll see a picture of what the finished product looks like as we are destroying some spaghetti on linguine. All right. Anything else you want to say before we head out, babe?
No, I mean, if people want to hang out, just let us know if they still want to continue hanging out. We can definitely
tell us what you'd like to see us make next, or if you want to name our episode. So far, it's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Total Meatball, or whatever he said.
Silence of the Beef, Pork, and Lamb Meatballs. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we will see you. This is a recurring event, so we will see you next Sunday at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Ciao.